Hello students, today I am going to teach you the typical cervical vertebra. All of you know that there are total 7 cervical vertebra, out of which the first, second and 7th cervical vertebra are atypical variety and vertebra number 3rd to 6th cervical vertebra 3rd to 6th are typical cervical vertebra. The characteristic feature of each cervical vertebra is the presence of foramen in the transverse process, that is called as foramina transversarum. This is the transverse process. This is the transverse process of cervical vertebra and this is the foramen. So the presence of foramen in the transverse process is the characteristic feature of each cervical vertebra. Now coming to the features of typical cervical vertebra. The typical cervical vertebra consists of the body, which is short and broader from side to side than antero-posteriorly. Its superior surface is concave. You can see the superior surface of the body, it is concave, while the inferior surface of the body, it is saddle shape. That means it is convex from one side and concave from another side. Okay, it is convex transversely and concave antero-posteriorly. So it is saddle shape. Then coming to the vertebral foramen. The vertebral foramen is larger as compared to the body and it is triangular in shape. Vertebral foramen is triangular in shape and it is larger as compared to the body. Now coming to the pedicles. These are the pedicles. The pedicles are directed backwards and laterally. The pedicles are directed backwards and laterally. These are the lamina. The lamina are relatively long and narrow. Lamina are relatively long and narrow. This is the spinous process. The characteristic feature of typical cervical vertebra is the presence of bifid spine. Presence of bifid spine. Then coming to the articular facet. This is the superior articular process having superior articular facet. This is the superior articular facet and this is the inferior articular facet. Then coming to the transverse process. This is the transverse process of the typical cervical vertebra. It consists of anterior tubercle, posterior tubercle, a costo-transverse bar, the anterior root and the posterior root. This transverse process of the typical cervical vertebra, it is pierced by a foramina transversarium. Now the transverse process of cervical vertebra, it is divided into two parts or you can say two elements, the costal element and the transverse element. The anterior root, the costo-transverse bar and the posterior root, posterior tubercle. The anterior root, the costo-transverse bar and the posterior tubercle. So this much part it belongs to costal element, while the anterior tubercle it represents the transverse element. Now coming to the anatomical position. The typical cervical vertebra should be kept in anatomical position in such a way that its bifid spine is directed posteriorly and the body faces anteriorly. The superior surface of the body, which is concave, should face superiorly, okay, or upward. So this is the anatomical position of the typical cervical vertebra. Now coming to the attachments. Sorry for interruption. Now coming to the attachments. The anterior longitudinal ligament, it is attached to the upper and lower border of the body anteriorly. Okay, anterior longitudinal ligament is attached to the upper and lower border of the body in front, while the posterior longitudinal ligament, it is attached to the upper and lower border of the body behind. Okay, now coming to the ligamentum flava, attachment of ligamentum flava. Ligamentum flava is attached. Ligamentum flava is attached to the upper border and lower part of the anterior surface of the lamina. Upper border and lower part of the anterior surface of the lamina, there is attachment of ligamentum flava. Coming to the attachment of spinous process. The spinous process gives origin to the interspinalis, spinalis, semispinalis and multifidus muscles. So, spinous process gives origin to the interspinalis muscle, spinalis muscle, semispinalis muscle and multifidus muscle. The posterior tubercle of the transverse process gives origin to the scalenus medius, scalenus posterior, levator scapulae and cervicis muscle. This costotransverse bar, it is grooved by the anterior primary rami of corresponding spinal nerve. The costotransverse bar, it is pierced by it is grooved by the anterior primary rami of corresponding spinal nerve. The foramina transversarium, it is the structure passing through foramina transversarium are vertebral artery, vertebral vein and a branch from inferior cervical ganglion. A branch from inferior cervical ganglion. So this is about typical cervical vertebra, external features and attachments. Now coming to the ossification. The typical cervical vertebra ossify from 3 primary center of ossification and 6 secondary center of ossification. The primary center of ossification for the each half of neural arch appears around 9 to 10 months of intrauterine life, while the primary center of ossification for the centrum of the body, it appears around 3 to 4 months of intrauterine life. The primary center of ossification for the each half of neural arch, it fuses posteriorly by around 1 year, and the primary center of neural arch fuses with the primary center of the centrum of the body by around 3 years. So this is about primary center of ossification. Now coming to the secondary center of ossification, there are total 6 secondary center of ossification for the typical cervical vertebra, 2 for the upper and lower surface of the body, 2 for each transverse process and 2 for bifid spine. So total 6 secondary center of ossification. The secondary center of ossification appears around puberty and they fuses with rest of the body or the primary center of ossification by around 25th year. So this is all about typical cervical vertebra. Thank you.